afternoon.
Sir.
Mahi,
Yes, sir.
take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
So how are you, Mahi?
Sir,
All
I'm
well?
good. Yes, sir.
Good. So welcome to the mock interview.
Thank you, sir.
Belong to Madhya Pradesh,
Yes, sir.
Dhar,
Yes, sir.
very important district.
Yes, sir.
Dharampuri is one town,
Yes, sir.
very close by.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Dharampuri has something to do with the submergence of Narmada River. Are you aware?
Sir, I am not aware of the exact information about the submergence of Narmada River, but it is on the very close region to the Rift Valley in which Narmada River flows. So this is it is very close to the Rift Valley of Narmada River.
But it was to be shifted actually, the entire town to be shifted. Do you know about it? But
Sorry,
later on
sir.
it was decided actually to keep it where it is.
No, sir, I don't know about this. I'll have to look into
Not
it.
aware. And what is this listening to Veer Ras Kavi Sammelan and writing Veer Ras Hindi poetry? So
Yes.
from where actually you got this inspiration of writing about Veer Ras?
So the thing was that I used to give debates and speeches in Hindi. So once I was giving one debate and I used the poetry of any other poet, which was very easily available on YouTube. So one of the judges after the competition said me that you should prepare, you should write your own things to present on the stage. So from that time I started writing my own poetries, and as Veer Ras is concerned, so I like the words that are used in the Veer Ras, which are very heavy words like run, summer, yuddha. So I like these vocabulary. So I started writing Veer Ras poetries to use them
But
in my
Mahi, we had
speeches.
enough of it, nahi? This run
Pardon?
samagra everywhere, whether it is China border, whether it is Ukraine, Russia, Gaza, everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think matlab, we have enough of Veer Ras?
So Veer Ras, in my opinion, does not only direct to the
Okay,
wars.
now tell us one poet, few lines, say 2 lines or 3 lines, which can cover all these 4 words. A very important poet. Guess. All these actually 3-4 words in 2 lines. This is a very important poet here.
Sir, contemporary poet or
No.
any poet I can use.
Old one, very well known.
So the lines which comes to my mind is of the poet Jaishankar Prasad ji. He writes a very famous poem which goes like Himadri Tung Shring se Prabhuti Shuddha Bharati Swayam Prabha Samujvala Swatantrata Pukarati. And as long as war is concerned, we have fought a very brave war for our independence, which is reflected in the word Swatantra of these poem.
Ramdhari Singh Dinkar.
Yes, sir. Ramdhari Singh Dinkar ji has wrote wrote poems. The collection of the poems. The word I am not able to recall it now, but a very famous poem from him is that its name is Krishna Ki Chetavani. The line goes like वर्षों तक वन में घूम घूम बाधा विघ्नों को
This is
चूम
not
चूम.
poem, this is part of Rasmi Rath.
Yes, sir. It is part of Rashmi Rati.
Part of Rasmi Rath.
Yes, sir.
Very good one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Continue. वर्षों तक वन में घूम घूम.
वर्षों तक वन में घूम घूम बाधा विघ्नों को चूम चूम सहधूप धाम पानी पत्थर पांडव आए कुछ और निखर सौभाग्य न सब दिन सोता है देखे आगे क्या होता है मैत्री की राह बताने को सबको सुमार्ग पर लाने को भीषण विध्वंस बचाने को दुर्योधन को समझाने को भगवान हस्तिनापुर आए पांडव का संदेशा लाए दो न्याय अगर
दो न्याय अगर तो आधा दो. इसमें भी अगर कुछ बाधा हो तो दे दो. केवल 5 ग्राम रखो अपनी धरती तमाम.
Yes,
गुड हो गया. अब आप अपनी कविता जो आपकी है उसकी 2 लाइन बताइए जो अच्छी है, कंटेम्पररी है, जो आपने अभी लिखी हो.
So the very recent which I wrote was अपनी कविता से एक ऐसा मुल्क गढ़ूं जो हर दिशा में हर दशा में अपराजित हो जब भी भारत का स्वर्णिम भविष्य वाचूं तो जिह्वा पर मां शारदे विराजित हो.
Okay, good. Thank you. Poonam ji.
Mahi,
Yes, ma'am.
you share your name with whom?
Ma'am, there are various personalities with whom I share my name. First one is the captain cool of Indian cricket team, former captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. His nickname is Mahi. Second is Mahi Gill is an actress, and there is also a politician in Bangladesh whose name is Mahi Chaudhary.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it also have a meaning?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, when we look into Sanskritic meaning of Mahi, there are three meanings of this. First one is goddess earth. Second one is greatness. When we go into Punjabi meaning of Mahi, it is used with the word way, combinedly Mahi way, which is used for our soulmate or better half.
Okay. Now, you participated in a debate. Voting, should it be made compulsory?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me. Yes, no, why?
Ma'am, both sides do I have to say.
Whatever you feel like.
Yes.
What do you support? What do you think? In a debate, you will only be on one
Yes,
side.
ma'am. Ma'am, at this point of time, I would like to speak against the motion. Ma'am, should I speak in Hindi language or English?
No, what is your language for interview?
Ma'am, English language.
So we go in English.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to say against the motion of the topic, which is should voting be compulsory or not. India is a long-living democracy where it is the rule of people, and as we have right to vote under Article 326, but along with this, we also have right to not vote, which is yes, not explicitly mentioned, but we also have right not to vote or not to give our expression in the elections. Secondly, there is absence of scientific surveys regarding data. For example, why people do not vote. There can be many reasons that why they don't vote. So the scientific data has to be collected to form the policies thereafter. Secondly, we have a huge migration population, that is laborers who migrate here internally in the country in search of work. So it is practically and economically not viable for all the migrating people who are earning just.
No, we can modify our, rules and laws that wherever you are, you can vote there.
Yes, ma'am. There is a debate going on it, which is remote
Or
voting
ballot.
machine.
Like for the armed forces, we have ballot.
Ma'am, for armed forces, they are registered as service voters in representations of people.
So migrant labor is an issue. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
What about Nota?
Ma'am, Nota was introduced recently in Indian elections.
Recently would mean which elections?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware about the election
go
here.
on.
Nota signifies, its full form is none of the above. When a person does not like either of the candidate who is standing in the election, so he or she can vote for Nota.
People are going for that?
Ma'am,
The voters are exercising this choice?
ma'am, I am not aware of the exact number or the percentage of the votes that Nota gets.
Exact numbers you needn't give, just give me how successful is it catching up?
Ma'am, the thing is, if people vote for it, the numerical value of the Nota votes is counted, but it is only symbolic in nature today. At present, it is only symbolic in nature.
All right. What is your view on simultaneous elections?
There is a debate going on in the country on simultaneous elections of the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies, and recently a committee has also been constituted under the chairmanship of our former presidents. As far as the one nation and one election is concerned, there are certain pros of it and certain cons of it. First, if we see about pros, it will drastically reduce the election expenditure of the country, which will lead to fiscal consolidation of our nation. Second, the regular cycles of, say, Achar Sahita and Model Code of Conduct, which is imposed in the states, which also halts the developmental processes in the state, it will be reduced. Thirdly, when we see that when it is election in our area, the government teachers are inducted into the processes, which also disturbs the education of
system.
the
All right. So what is your view on state funding of elections?
Ma'am, state funding of election, in present time, I think that it is not feasible because we because for example, in last Lok Sabha election, I just read this figure in a newspaper that one of the party got donations amounting to 10,000 crore rupees. So if the political party, it is of only one political party, if all the political parties are getting such huge amount of donations which they use in their election manifesto and campaigning, so and if state funds this election, so it will be very big budgetary burden on the state.
So what about freebies?
Ma'am, freebies are the expenditures or the promise of expenditure made during election campaign by the political party, but in the long run they don't create any capital asset for the capacity building. These are known as freebies, and very recently even our honorable prime minister has also said that there should be all political party consensus to reduce the number of such subsidy schemes which increase the budgetary
All
burden
right.
on.
All right. My last question. Can we are heading for budget? When is it?
Ma'am, it will be presented of 1st of February.
Yes. Can, and what kind of a budget will it be?
Interim budget
All
it will
right.
be.
Can an interim budget, or is an interim budget always when we are heading to elections, or post elections also we can have an interim budget?
Ma'am, I am not aware about this fact
See,
that post
why
election.
are we going to have an interim budget now? Why? Why not a full-fledged budget?
Ma'am, because in 2024 itself we are going to have Lok Sabha elections. That's why.
So, this interim budget will cover what?
Uh, Ma'am, it will cover the estimates. It will cover the areas of receipts and the expenditures of the government.
No, why? What is the duration of the interim budget?
Sorry,
Vote on
ma'am.
account, what we call interim
yes.
budget. It's for a few months.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so that the expenditures of the government can continue even while the elections are being held. You cannot make allocations during elections.
Yes.
But can an interim budget be presented post elections?
Ma'am, if it is near to the end of financial year, it could be presented.
Read on that. Thank you so much.
Mahi. So, to begin with, tell me the difference between interim budget and vote on account. Are the two the same thing?
So, vote on account contains the information about the expenditure which the amount of money which the government will need in the duration the budget gets passed, because the passing of budget is a lengthy process. So, and during this process government needs money, so it is the vote of account. And interim budget, as far as I know, is the budget which is presented when we are having elections ahead in the year.
Please read on the subject.
Okay, sir.
Right? I would say you are partially correct. You belong to Dhar district.
Yes.
So what is the Raja Bhoj ki Nagri?
So the Dhar itself is known as Raja Bhoj ki Nagri or Bhoj Nagri.
Why?
Because the name of the king was Bhoj Deva, and he belonged to Parmar dynasty, and he ruled from Dhar over the area of Malwa. His works in the field of education, he was himself a great scholar, and his works of administration earned Dhar a prominent place in Malwa region. So Dhar is known as Bhoj Nagri.
Is Mandu also part of Dhar district?
Yes, sir. Mandu.
Fort Mandu.
Yes, sir.
Fort Mandu, why is it famous?
So Mandu is famous for its tourist destination point, and the archaeological significance of Mandu is that there are many forts and ancient buildings like Jahaj Mahal, Rani Roopmati Mahal, Baj Bahadur Mahal. They are present there.
What is the history of Rani Roopmati? Why is she so famous?
Rani Roopmati was the wife of King Baj Bahadur. She is so famous because Baj Bahadur, when there was a ruler whose name was Hemu, when he attacked Mandu, and a rumor was spreaded that Baj Bahadur had died. So Rani Roopmati poisoned herself, and also she was a very great singer of her time, and she was the court singer of Baj Bahadur. So she is famous for her singing abilities.
You are a graduate with physics, computers, and maths.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what a quantum computer is?
So quantum computer is a device which works at the level of subatomic level, which means that rather than 0 and 1, it will have large number of probabilities rather than having only 2, that is of 0 and 1.
What is 0 and 1?
So 0 and 1 in binary language simply means yes or no. When it is 0, it is either the absence of anything, or it is no. When it is 1, it is the presence or yes.
And what happens in, these are called qubits.
Yes, sir.
Qubits. What happens in quantum computers?
So in quantum computers, we'll go deep inside the means it is the level of just only 2 qubits, that is 0 and 1. We'll go deep inside and we will have numerous subparticles, and there will be the probability of finding the exact position or exact presence will be more in quantum computers.
How many times more?
Sorry, sir, I will have to read into it.
Okay. Is police a state subject or central subject, or it is on the concurrent list?
So police is a state subject. Law and order is a state subject, so police comes into.
Thank you.
Mahi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Doing very well. Very impressive. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
When is Science Day?
Sorry, sir, I don't know about it.
Okay, no clue.
No, sir.
Acha. Can you name some prominent physicists of India?
Sorry, sir, I will have to look into it.
Okay. Any mathematicians? Prominent ones?
Mathematician from India. The mathematicians from India like Sir Ramanujan, Srimati Shakuntala Devi. So these two names comes to my mind. Sir.
Very good. Very good. What is the highest award that you can receive in mathematics?
No, sir, I don't know about this.
Don't know. Okay, no problem. Okay. What is 1729 since you said Ramanujan?
1729. So I have to look into it, sir.
Okay, no problem. Computer science we are on discussing with the honorable member. Have you heard of Alan Turing?
Pardon, sir?
Alan Turing.
So very recently, he got the Nobel Prize in physics for.
No. Okay, no, you don't know. Leave it. Don't bother about it. Okay, just say I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, physics something very basic. Have you heard of Raman effect?
Yes, sir.
What is Raman effect? Tell me.
Sir, Raman effect relates to the scattering of light.
Very good.
The question in the mind of Raman sir was that why sky appears blue. So he found the.
Very good. Okay. Light object.
Yes, sir.
Will Raman effect happen or no?
Yes, sir, there are particles in the room, so the light will get scattered by the particles.
Okay. Light object. Will there be Raman effect or no?
So there is always presence of particles. So
I am helping you. Light object. Raman effect. Light object. No Raman effect. Why?
So because that is opaque medium and
Very
this
good.
is not.
Good. Okay. Good. Finally, Mahi is thinking and answering. Wildlife.
Yes, sir.
What is the Great Migration?
Sorry, sir, I don't know about this.
Okay, don't know, no problem. Okay. Astronomy. You like astronomy also?
Sir, I have led my school team.
No
in
problem. On
astronomy.
astronomy, I'll ask you something.
Yes, sir.
What is Lagrange point?
So there are Lagrange points are the points in the space where the gravity of the two objects cancels out each other.
Okay, how many points are there between here and the sun?
So between Earth and the Sun, there is only one Lagrange
Sure.
point. Yes, sir.
Acha. Okay. We'll move on to sociology now. I think sociology you have more interest.
Yes, sir, it's my optional subject.
Very good. Very good. What is the etymology of the word sociology?
What? Sorry, sir.
What is the origin of the word
So
sociology?
the word sociology comes from a Latin word socius, which means companionship, and the other word that is logos, which means study. So sociology combinedly means the study of the companionship or the society.
Very good. Who is the mother of Indian sociology?
Sorry, sir, I don't know this.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we'll move to foreign policy now. Little bit we'll talk about foreign policy and what's happening. Okay? Are you aware with what is happening between Israel and Palestine?
Yes, sir.
Who is right and who is wrong?
So to decide who is right and who is wrong, we have to look into the history of the events. Just like, for example, on 7th October, Hamas attacked Israel, but then after, with the promise of, with the two promise of getting hostages back and and eliminating Hamas, which is a militant group,
We'll
Israel
end on
is.
this note. I'll pose something to you. Okay? What if I say both are wrong? Would you agree or disagree?
Sir, I would agree with you on certain points because the actions committed by both, they involve the humanitarian killings and violence.
Very good.
And
Thank
violence
you.
is.
Thank you, Mahi.